Welcome back to souflotv again, everybody. It is your host with the most. This whole crazy story broke a few days ago, and the reason why I did not cover the story when it broke is because I wanted more information from the story. I knew that police was going to put out a more thorough report, and the courts were going to release certain court documents that I could bring to the audience. And now we have the full story. Crazy story. Man kills his girlfriend and her family members after she refused to cook and braid his hair. And this is what the prosecutor said. John Matthews faces 3 counts of murder in the shooting of his girlfriend, her mother, and her sister in front of his Gresham home. Now, this couple has a child together, but we're going to talk more about that. So, a Gresham man killed his girlfriend, killed her mother, and her older sister in a fit of rage after she refused to cook for him and braid his hair. This is what the Cook County prosecutor said. Her name was Shonta Harris, and Shonta Harris had brought her and John Matthews' son to Matthews' house. So they were at his house, which is in the 8600 blocks of Southwood Street, and they were there to celebrate Father's Day with him. So that's crazy. When Harris, who was 24 years old, told Matthew she wasn't feeling well and wasn't up to fixing a meal for him or working on braiding his hair, he got really irate. And he responded with, out of the blue, punching her in the face and berating her while following her around the house. Prosecutor said, so he punched her in the face, right? And she's trying to block more punches, and he's following her around the house, calling her all types of mothers of sis and you mother and all that. Her grandmother, now Matthew's grandmother, which is his grandmother. So apparently this is his grandmother's house. I don't know. Or his grandmother is living at his house. Anyhow, his grandmother eventually took Harris outside. Took the girl outside so she could get away from him. But 25-year-old Matthews followed the pair outside. The grandmother see what he's doing. She can't stop him. So she takes the girl outside, but he follows them outside. Matthew's grandmother eventually took her outside, but they followed and the pair and smashed Harris's cell phone when she tried to call her mother to come pick her up. And the couple's son was also there. So she was telling her mom, come get me and come get our son. We're in danger, right? Matthew's grandmother eventually took Harris outside where she could get away, and he followed them. Matthew's grandmother then let Harris use her cell phone after he smashed the girl's phone. Harris' mother and sister, Frances and Jasmine Neal, they boom showed up on the scene because she had called, right? I'm in danger. He beat me over here. Please come get me. Whatever she said. They hurried and they all, pile in the car. Black women pile in the car, ready to go defend their sister. Harris tried to leave, but the couple's son was still inside the house, and Matthews refused to let her take the baby boy, leading Jasmine to call 911. Prosecutor said she called 911 and said, hey, he locked up in the house with my child. He don't want to give me my child. And he just assaulted me, punched me in the face, and is walking around taunting me and punching me more. His grandmother is here protecting me. He broke my phone. I had to let his grandmother I used his grandmother's phone. She explained herself to the police. And I guess that pissed him off hella much more. Because it says that Harris tried to leave, but the couple's son was still inside the house, and Matthews refused to let her take the baby, leading her to call the police. This is what the prosecutor's note said. Jasmine Neal told the dispatcher from 911 that Harris's eye injury from Matthews' earlier assault, she told the dispatcher, the 911 dispatcher, it's in writing. She told them she got punched in the eye. Then Harris and her family stood in the front of the house. Things got crazy. Matthews comes out, pulls out a pistol from his waistband, and shot Francis Neal multiple times before turning the gun on Harris, who he shot in the shoulder. The female motorist stopped at the red light nearby, and she heard the shots, and she saw screaming Jasmine Neal running into the streets as Matthews was chasing her and shot her in the side of the head. Prosecutor said, so the eyewitness, you driving about minding your business and you just witnessed a murder. Matthews' grandmother immediately called police and identified him as the shooter. During the 911 call and when officers arrived at the scene, prosecutors said by the time Matthews, who ran off through a gangway, he was gone. I don't know what a gangway means. Is that like an alley or something? Now, Francis Neal, 56, and Jasmine Neal, 27, were pronounced dead at the scene. Harris, who also identified Matthews as the shooter in the video, recorded statements from a hospital bed. Initially survived the attack, but a bullet fragment fractured her spine and left her paralyzed from the waist down. When Harris was moved to a rehabilitation facility, her conditions later on worsened, leading her to die, and she died on September 5th of 2020. So that's 3 deaths. Matthews was taken into custody on August 3rd in Iowa after a car that him and a couple other people were riding in was involved in a crash. Look at God. Look at that. He was extradited to Cook County this week to face murder charges. Matthews has no criminal background, and most recently he worked for Amazon. An assistant public defender said Matthews, against the advice of his lawyers, spoke in court on Friday. This dumbass said, "Let me just see my family." Judge Charles Beach, who ordered Matthews held without bail, also denied that request. You took other people's family members away, you will not have the right to see your family. You are now a convicted felon and you are a state property. All right. I like that one, but damn, listen, our people are crazy. We're going through some things. Okay. This is like abnormal behavior. I don't know what was going on in this brother's mind, but all I know is I do shows all the time where I tell these women, stop telling a man, stop crying like a bitch. Why you always crying? Or you talk too much like a girl. Let these men speak and listen to them when they speak, because if they don't, then they might erupt. And this could be the outcome. I'm not saying what he did was justified. It's dumb as hell, but it's done. Sad situation, man. My condolences to the families. And damn, I hope he gets punished to the full extent of the law. Catch you on the next video. It's SouflotV. I'm out. Peace.